Mano Wobbin, need you non gone. How you guys doing this morning? It is, let's see, it's 5:02 a.m., December 19th. It's a Tuesday. I guess winter should be here pretty soon. We got that winter feast coming up. I hope you guys all get to step out there and have a good time. Just checking my trusty phone for information. See what's out there today. See what's going on in the rest of the world. See what matters to me. See what maybe matters to you guys. Well, I tell you what, that's one thing we're all going to discuss today is things that matter to each of us. Well, in a lot of the way, what might matter to me might be you, and what matters to you might be something else. So whatever matters to you, being that something else, well, I might need to take that into account. I might need to take into account that you might have a personal story about that, or experience that causes you to, feel like it's yours to share. It's your information to share, and I respect that. It'd be a lot like, I don't know, finding out somebody was going to have a baby, and I rush off to tell her mom. Well, that seems kind of wrong, don't you think? It's not my child. It's, I have no right to go tell that joyous news, to share that good information, because really it is kind of an event. It is an exciting thing. But if you don't tell her, you don't tell your mom, and it goes on and on and on, well, if she comes to me and she says, hey, is so-and-so pregnant? And I say, no, she's not. Well, eventually I'm the liar. And the longer that perpetuates, well, the bigger liar I am. And one day you're there holding the baby, and it's a joyous occasion, and I just want to be there and enjoy the day, and your mom calls me a liar. Well, that's the thing. I don't want to be a liar, and that's why I find it easier this way. There have been a few times in my history where people have been confused about me or who I am or what I'm interested in. And one thing that I do want you guys to know is I have a concept of ownership. That's one thing that they never said that we had when they moved over here and justified what they did to take our property and go on about their lives and institutions and go on and set up shop here on us. That was one of their first reasons. And, I guess they were wrong about us. I think they judged us with some other folks, and because we do have a concept of property. Now, what might be mine might not be yours until you ask to borrow it. But if it's cold outside and I'm laying inside and it's warm and you need to borrow this hat to go outside, get it. Go and go out there. I don't want to go out there. Borrow that hat. But if I went out there in the winter and I had an experience and I learned something, that's my knowledge. And I might bring that to the table whenever I come back in. And I might offer you that piece of advice. Maybe it's where some good wood is located if we're all out hunting for it. But I'll give you that advice. Now that's our knowledge, mine and yours. And eventually that knowledge is going to heat us all up because we're all one healthy family together. Trying to stay warm, trying to make it till the summer. Well, the thing is that the ownership of that knowledge, that's what's important here, not the firewood. It's the ownership of the knowledge of where it's at. And that is what we consider ownership in the Potawatomi culture, is the ownership of intellectual property is your property. Now, if it has to do with the entire tribes, if if it belongs to each person in the tribe uniquely and separately, well, that's another thing. Those such things that should belong to everybody would, I don't know, include the playground down there at the park. And let's see. Well, the right to any discounts at any of our stores, that should also go in and belong to each tribal member equally. A discount. How can you give a percentage discount different from one tribal member to the next? It's not like certain ones get tax off, is it? And certain don't? Or some get one rate and the others get another? Surely this isn't going on. We've never heard of stuff like this. Well, so what do? What do we do about that property? In a lot of instances, we're going to share it. We're going to share it, because it is to make us all together. We're going to use it individually, but it is there to make us stronger, and the strength in each of us is going to make us all stronger. However, there are certain things in the culture that are not ours to share when they come to us individually. If I have a dream, that dream tells me to go do something, well, that's not your dream. Say I have a dream that, I don't know, my cousin's going to be the next big thing. Well, that's my dream. It's not his. So am I following my dream, or am I following his dream and telling him what to do? And if so, is it a dream or a suggestion? The thing is that it wouldn't be mine to share, because it did not come to me. Whenever we go to dances or powwows or anything really out in the culture that may not be in our culture, or it may be entered within the bands, entered bandle. I don't know what the term is, but within our Potawatomi bands all across North America, there are some things that can be shared and among the different tribes and given back to the people. A lot of things like cooking, eating. A lot of times our food, that's a big part of our culture. And if I share with you some seeds to help you start a crop out back, whether it is you want to grow some sema or some sage. Sweetgrass doesn't grow very well here in Oklahoma. And cedar, we can't stop it from growing, but they call it juniper. The folks up north call it juniper, and we call the stuff they got up there flat cedar. That's what they are. But they have similar properties and can be used for similar things. However, what I'm talking about here is whenever we share things together. And a lot of times when we go to these dances, well, we might get to sit somewhere at a drum or sing behind a drum, and we might hear a song that we didn't know. Or we might have heard a song that we did know, but we'd never sang it at a drum before. The polite thing to do, the etiquette, is to speak with the person that led that song and the head singer, if you're a man. If you're a woman, you might discuss with somebody. I really don't understand. I don't know the women's ways in this situation, and I can't tell you what's right or wrong. I'm sorry, girls, but I would never tell you what to do or how to live. And but the boys, I am a boy, and so I have to follow these rules and codes, and I would hope that everybody did, and I would hope everybody would hold themselves up equally on these codes. So. You do need to ask. You do need to ask before you go out and re-sing that song to the world, because they're going to make sure you know it. They're going to make sure you got the words right. They're going to make sure you've got the vocables right. The vocables are very important. But, and if they agree to it, you might give them some tobacco or something else that seems appropriate. Whatever it is that's between y'all or your friendship, it's all right there at the drum. It doesn't really need to leave there. And it's no one else's business what's going on there as far as these songs being exchanged, but you'll know if it's real and if it's not. A lot of times you won't be able to get that song out if you got it the wrong way. A lot of times you need a song in a pinch, and on tall chief will say, they need a men's fancy. And, well, you need to kick one out if you're on that drum. If you don't have one, well, you look kind of goofy. But and that's why these guys, they want to collect these songs, is to be able to share them and to have them right out of their head when they need to, in order to sing them for the people. So they need these to make the community better for other people. They don't really need them to lock in a closet or feel good about themselves. What good is knowing it if you can't share it for the people? A dancer doesn't have an arena if not for a drum, and a drum doesn't have a crowd if not for a dancer. So the drum and the dancers really go together. They can't really produce what it is they're doing with the community without one another. And as far as the sound goes, you can go right to that drum and you can hear everything going on, whether it's the men singing, the women singing, the drum beat. But the dancers often have adornments on their regalia that produce a sound. Those are a part of it, and the dance is part of it too. But they all go together. And as I cannot go and I cannot steal the colors of one of the dancers that's dancing when I'm singing, they cannot steal one of the songs that I'm singing while they're dancing. And that's just an etiquette. Follow that etiquette. If you don't follow etiquette and you don't follow protocol, then you're setting a bad example. And whenever it's you that's hoping to keep some things protected or safe, you really can't expect it to stay safe. If you would do it, then other people would. If you wouldn't do it, then just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead about yourself and carry on. Because then you're living in a world where that's not right. There are other things in our culture that are considered personal property. And sometimes it's just you considering it personal property. A lot of times we do need to share. Things like a tribally paid for vehicle that they use to drive around. And I don't know what they do in there. Where they go. I'll see them on the road every now and then. But that's not my vehicle. I don't want it. I don't want to ride around in a vehicle that's not mine. I don't have to pay insurance for that vehicle. I don't want to clean it up when I have to return it, because they're going to check it. They're going to want you to do things to it to make sure it's better than it was when you checked it out. I don't want that. But maybe that's just me. I think a lot of people that know me, that have spent some time getting to know me, would know that there's not a lot left in this world that I do want. There's some ideals that I want. Like I want to see my people get stronger mentally. I want to see you guys get stronger mentally. I want to see you get stronger in the heart too. That's where I want you guys to improve. Your belly, I don't care. I really don't. Your feet, it's fine, if you're going to use them to get somewhere to do something good for other Indian people. But nowadays you can pretty much let your fingers do the walking and type it in and contribute that way. But, the only other thing I really want you to do is use your ears to listen and use your voice to make that sound. And that's it. That's it. You don't have to use these at all. You can close those and you'll be just fine. But as long as we keep using our ears to listen to the other people and our mouths making that sound, our language, then we will go on as a people. Whenever we stop making that sound, when we stop producing that sound, when we stop encouraging others to make that sound, then we are stopping our people. You can stop it one little piece at a time. You can stop it all together. But that's what you're doing. So anytime somebody has an ownership question, and whether or not we have a concept of ownership, just tell them, yes, we do. We have a concept of ownership. I have these songs, and you don't. Miigwech.